Greetings, everyone. In case you haven't noticed and you are checking my uploads every couple of days, nothing has happened for about 2 weeks. And I'm going through some shit right now. I think I'm on the other side of it, but it has been kind of a rough 2 weeks. My wife and I are still together. My son is very much alive. So there's nothing to be enormously concerned about. I just wanted to sort of let you guys know where I've been at and sort of where I'm at now, and basically tell you a bit about the journey. My son has been having a lot of nightmares and night terrors. He's gone from being a very, very confident swimmer to being like kind of slightly afraid of the water. He's gone from being really into animals to quite afraid of dogs. There's been some issues with dropping him off at daycare. He's super clingy, super anxious, and basically it sort of got to the point where me and my wife were like, we need to see someone where we're doing the best we can. We can't handle this alone, and that's in itself is a difficult pill to swallow as a parent. But after seeing a specialist and sort of talking to them about everything we were going through, they were like, well, that actually isn't normal, and you might want to test your son for this, and this. It's like, yes, that level of anxiety is kind of unusual, and all these sleep patterns are blah, 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 and you want to test for this, and, a multitude of disorders and emotional regulation things that I had not assumed that he would have had any of. I just assumed that, my son was a bit of a cheeky monkey and he got up to some funny business, but that really knocked me on my ass to hear a specialist go, you know what, there's some things that might potentially not be that normal about your kid, and he's probably suffering right now. He might need some serious help. And for me, that it's weird to think back to all of the times that he was kind of, misbehaving or playing up and being like, oh, I don't want to do that. And I was just being like, you're being a dick, you're not doing that thing that I want, and you're kind of just putting it off. It's like, he wasn't just disobeying me because he thought it was fun and he wanted to get his way. There was something seriously, deeply bothering him. And as a parent, when you find out that, your kid's suffering and you're talking to them like they're an inconvenience to you, that just made me feel like absolute shit. So, there's still a bit of a road ahead, and I'm going to learn some stuff about parenting, and I'm going to get some proper professional advice on how to deal with my son. But the hardest thing to hear from the specialist was, it sounds like you're a very good parents to me and my wife. It sounds like you guys are doing everything right. It's just some of the way he was wired. He's just got a couple of things. So I kind of walked in there wanting someone to go, you're a bad parent, fix these things and everything will be fine. And if someone's actually there's nothing you're doing wrong, you're like, well, that leaves me with nothing. So my wife was, okay with it. I think she was just sort of like, okay, we've got, some things to sort out and it'll be fine. And I just sort of had a stomach ache for about 2 days straight. And I remember getting home that night after we'd seen a specialist and just cancelling all my lessons because I just couldn't face the day. And then the next day I was going through my lessons like, hi, how's it going? Teaching over Skype. And then as soon as they get off, I'm like, bye. Hang up the call. I'd have a kid come in and I'm like, have you enjoyed your lesson? Waving them out the door. And then as soon as they left, and it got to 6 o'clock at night, I've been teaching for nearly 12 hours. And I pushed the last kid out. And I was just sitting there thinking about my son. And I pulled out my phone and just started to look at photos of him. And I just cried for like an hour and a half. It was the most intense crying I've done in probably like 10 years. I remember breaking up with a girl in 2008. That was the last time I properly sobbed. Like I'll shed a tear if like a Labrador dies in a movie or something like that. But like actually properly uncontrollable sobbing the first time in ages. And I obviously needed to do it. And I was obviously in a bit of denial about, where my son was at and how everything was smooth sailing. And everything sort of came to a front. And, my wife sat me down and was like, everything's going to be fine. Your son's still the same cheeky boy he was yesterday. You have all this love in your heart. You're an excellent father, and stop worrying about the YouTube thing. Because I couldn't bring myself to sit in front of a camera and talk and pretend that I was happy and excited to teach music, because it was was really fucking hard. And as I'm editing YouTube videos, I have to listen to my voice and I have to look at my face, and it was like I was having difficulty just like looking in the mirror and just figuring out things. I was like, I don't want to hear my voice. I don't want to talk at a camera. I don't want to do any of that. So we had, a really, really good weekend after that. I just spent some quality time with my son and just really put in the time to just try and understand him more when he had, things that I thought were going to turn into a meltdown. I was talking to him like, all right, what are you actually going through? And just talk to me. I don't think you're trying to be naughty right now. You're not in trouble. And that sort of really changed the way that I parent already. And I'm feeling really good about where all that's going. So I started to feel really, really good last week. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick up the camera and I'm going to get cracking because I just got my Mr. Crowley video blocked. Yay. So 2012 Chris, with his dumb use of actual MP3s from CDs, has kind of screwed us over. So I'm going to remake my Mr. Crowley videos, and I want to do all of the Welcome Home Sanitarium videos again. So that's 6 videos already that I've got planned over the next few weeks, as well as a few solo builders. But I was really, really pumped to get some recording done last week. And it got to Monday. That's my day off usually, and my son will go to daycare so I can work on YouTube videos and write books and that kind of thing. We're sitting there playing with trains, and he's like, Daddy, use this train. He's just freaking pegged it at me, and it's hit me right in the forehead. And he's like, I didn't mean to do that. And I just looked, and I've got like this like Indian marriage scar of just blood pissing out my forehead. And I'm like, no one's going to be able to concentrate on anything I say with this giant red dot in the middle of my forehead. So I was like, I can't make videos today. So last week I was so sad, and then the cut sort of started. I mean, I don't even know if you can still. There's a tiny little speck there. The cuts sort of started to look good, and I was like, this is good. Thursday morning, my son's about to go to daycare, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do some cheeky trains. So we're making some train tracks. So I'm like, oh crap, I've got to go to your room to get your jacket. And as I'm walking to my room, my neck and my back just crack out of shape, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm walking around the house like this, and my wife's like, dude, what's going on? And I'm like, I just pulled something. I have no idea what the shit's going on. So I don't know if you can see, I've got some lesions and other shit here. I went and got cupped. It's like this like weird oriental technique where they like suck all the blood up, and they went around my neck and my face and my back and did everything just under the sun. It's freaking painful. It's like as bad as getting a tattoo, except it's like having really rough sex with a kraken. Like I was just covered in crazy suck marks. And as I was walking out, this hairdresser ran over to me and said, are you okay? You look like you've been in an accident. Because I did. I looked like I'd been in a car accident. I was just covered. My neck and my arm were just this giant kind of red, disgusting bruise. So I couldn't really, look down at my instrument and teach with that last week. I'm going to go get my back looked at again today, and I'm going to start filming, I promise. But yeah, injuries, middle of my head, emotional state. I think I'm nearly on the other side of this, and I wanted to thank all my subscribers and just, letting people know I am a freaking human being. There's a side to me that you might not know, and that's that I've got like a personal life and feelings. I'm not just this like machine that creates content. So it's really, really important to share that side with you when the chips are down, because when the chips are up, I'm a fairly happy dude, and I'm, loving sharing content, and it challenges me to not get too complacent with my skills. So YouTube ain't going anywhere. I'm going to keep working on myself and creating new content, or old deleted content remade, and you'll not be seeing the last of Chris Super. So thanks for sticking with me, especially you Patreons. Thank you for the money during these quiet times. I know I haven't been delivering, so thank you everyone, especially the patrons, and I will see you guys all very soon.